Hey everyone, welcome to another Explorer and Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, I appreciate the support. And today we are running some Golgari Food. So we are the Explorer Championship, Arena Championship thing that's going on this weekend. We've seen the kind of meta game breakdown for that. And Golgari Food is one of the decks being played. I don't have the exact list, it's a little early in the weekend for that, but it's probably looks something like this deck here. So we are going to take this one for a spin and see how it does. So it is running a new card from Aether Drift, which is Dredge's Insight. 1 and a green for an enchantment. I'll read this in reverse order because it kind of makes more sense. But when it enters, you mill 4 cards, put an artifact, creature, or land card from among the mill cards into your hand. We've seen that kind of effect before. It also says whenever one or more artifact and/or creature cards leave your graveyard, you gain 1 life. And that sort of incidental life gain in a deck that's kind of looping Cauldron Familiars with Witch's Ovens, doing stuff with Ygra, and all of those kind of things, and Scavenger's Talents and the like. Actually, that life gain quickly adds up and can often gain you sort of 10, 12 life in a single game. So yeah, that's pretty kind of impressive clause to be added onto what is a pretty standard sort of 2-mana, mill some cards, put one of those cards into your hand. So yeah, that is the new card, and then the rest of the deck is so it's kind of based around the so we got Ygra, Eater of All, which is the 5-mana 6/6 from Bloomburrow, with Ward of Sacrifice of Food, turns all other creatures into foods on the battlefield, and whenever a food is put to your graveyard from the battlefield, put 2+1/+1 counters on it. So you'll remember from previous videos where we've used this card that it forms an infinite combo with 2 Cauldron Familiars. If you have one in the graveyard and one on the battlefield, you can just sack them to each other because they both count as foods, and just kind of loop them over and over again and drain the opponent out of the game. Also, if you have a Scavenger's Talent on level 2, you can also build the opponent out by doing the same thing. So it's kind of, you know, pick whichever one you can do quicker will end the game. So yeah, Scavenger's Talent is another recent addition to the deck. So on its level 1, you just create a food token whenever a creature you control dies once a turn. So sacrificing a Cauldron Familiar will get you 2 food instead of 1. Level 2, as I say, whenever you sacrifice a permanent, target player mills 2 cards. And then level 3, you can sacrifice 3 other non-land permanents on your end step to return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So often the way this works with the mill effects in the deck is that you will have Ygra or something similar in the graveyard, and then you can use Scavenger's Talent to sacrifice some of the food it's created to bring it back, and then just close out the game that way. As I say, we do have the Witch Coven, which that's a Freudian slip if ever I heard one. The Witch's Oven and Cauldron Familiar loop kind of interaction going on here. We've also got some other 1-drops with Fatal Push, Gilded Goose as a food and mana producer, and then Traverse the Uvenwald, which lets us search our library for a basic land, and then if we have Delirium, we can look for any creature or land instead. In terms of our 2-drops, Vine Reap Mentor, 3/2 for 2. When it enters or dies, create a food token, so that's quite an aggressively costed card. Does this, you know, not dissimilar to kind of Bloodtithe Harvester in the way that it's costed. Deadly Dispute, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. And then 1 copy of Vraskra as well. Good mid-range threat, can sacrifice other permanents to draw cards and gain life, and is removal as well. So that's a pretty neat addition to the deck. Relatively few lands, just because it's a very low to the curve deck. But as you'd expect, green-black dual lands, a couple of basic lands for our traverses, and then a couple of Besejus and a Takenuma as well. Takenuma obviously being a mill enabler with its channel ability is very, very nice in this deck. Then in the sideboard, so we got Hand Disruption, 1 Duress, 4 Thoughtseizes, 3 Paw Patch Foundation, just a good versatile spell that can destroy creatures with flying enchantments or just cycle itself. Abrupt Decay, uncounterable removal, and then Leyline of the Void as our own graveyard hate. Obviously, we want to be able to nix the opponent's graveyard without interfering with our own, and Leyline is the best way of doing that in the format. So, Golgari Food, there it is. So yeah, let's see how this does. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go on to the ladder. Now you may wonder why there's an Explorer-based championship happening at the moment, given that the Wizards is doing basically nothing to support Pioneer as a format. But obviously it's not for us to challenge the will of our billion-dollar corporate overlords. This is a good hand. So I think we'll start with a Scavenger's Talent. Then potentially Dredge's Insight on turn 2. The opponent is on Stitcher's Supplier, so they're on the Dredge deck. Okay, I like that. That is another one that we'll probably try and do at some point. So let's get Dredge's Insight down. Do some dredging of our own. Let's pick up the Witch's Oven, so we can start the cat oven combo. So game 1 is probably going to be quite difficult here because the Dredge deck can be pretty aggressive if you don't have graveyard interaction. Yep, they've got a Dredge's Insight of their own. Fortunately, they got that out before the prized amalgam went in, so that won't be coming back this turn. Okay, well let's get the cat down and the oven. Then our life total is pretty protected here. I could have traversed first there actually. Might do that next turn because I do need another land. There's a Narcomoeba coming into play, which will trigger the prized amalgam as well. So yeah, they're doing their thing. Okay, let's block the Bloodghast, sack the cat, trigger Scavenger's Talent, take 1. So it's Battle of the Graveyard decks very much here. See which one comes out on top. As I say, I think game 1 will be quite difficult for us. Okay, the prized amalgams come back. So yeah, well, there's going to be a lot of life gain in this deck. So yeah, let's traverse the Evenwald. Go grab a forest. Then I could upgrade our Scavenger's Talent here. I think that's probably worth doing. We're doing okay for life totals at the moment. And then we can just pass the turn again. We're going to come under a bit of pressure here. Cash grab, sure thing. There's another prized amalgam. But they, yeah, they can't grab a creature out their bin, fortunately, so this won't trigger this turn. Despair, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player. That's fun. Okay, well, there goes our hand. Fortunately, that is not actually the worst thing in the world. So, yeah. That's a fun little interaction, isn't it? I say fun. In an extremely Yep. Resolve. Thank you. So I'll sack the... We'll keep doing the thing. We'll mill ourselves for now. Just because I want to get some other things in the graveyard. If I can get a second cat in there, I can win. Gilded Goose, Gilded Goose. So I could do the loop now, which would... Yeah, I think I should try. Just because I really want to get the second cat. Because if I can do that on end step, then it just makes my life a lot easier. So I'll mill myself 2 more. Still no cats, unfortunately. So I shall sack a food. Mill myself again. Nope. Okay, we are going to have to wait another turn then, so I'll just get Goose down, pass the turn. So we're down to 34 cards, so hopefully we're not too far away from having another cat. Yeah, no, they can keep doing their thing. Our life total is pretty healthy considering how much they're attacking. Alright, so they can play a land, get back a couple of their blood gasps. Yep, here they come. Fortunately they don't have haste, because I do not have 10 or less life. But this will trigger another prized amalgam. So yeah, I really want to try and win as quickly as possible here. So I'll block the prized amalgam. Create a food token. Those can come back. And bring back my cat. Mill myself again. Okay, right. Well, we should be able to do this now. So, let's... Yes, so... Let's play the cat. Then we'll level up Scavenger's Talent. Put a full stop on our end step. Let's put one of our cats in the bin. Now we can go to end step. We can sack 3 foods. Bring back Ygra. Now we'll just start milling the opponent out. Oh, we'll have to be careful of their creeping chills. I don't think that'll make any difference here, but we'll make our jobs a little bit a little bit more difficult. Yep, they can bring back their Narcomoeba. And then we can start the loop. So sack this cat, bring back the other one. Mill the opponent for 2. There's going to be a lot of triggers going on here, but fortunately it's not going to take too long. Do the cat loop. They'll be able to use their creeping chill again. I'm surprised they haven't conceded here, because they know I'm going to win the game. But yeah, it will take a few game actions to do this, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves. So yeah, if they didn't have the dredges in sight, we'd be able to burn them out and it wouldn't take quite so long. But we are just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. They are down to 10 cards now. Be careful not to misclick either and accidentally pass the turn. Yep, our Narcomoeba resolves. So does Prized Amalgam happen again? This comes back. These two triggers resolve. Do the cat loop. Do the cat loop. Turn that into a song, really. So we'll just do this 3 more times. Do the cat loop. Ygra's just happily turning into a massive creature over here. So then Narcomoeba comes back again. Does their thing. This resolves. Cat comes back. We're down to 4 cards. Do this again. Cat comes back. Like, they can't win, but it is interesting that they are not giving up. And one more time. Just for luck. Okay, pass the turn, and they lose. Okay. Okay, that took a minute, but we did get there. So. Leyline of the Void, I think, is just the card we want against them. I'm not sure we need anything else, to be honest. Any other kind of removal just feels a bit rough in this matchup. So let's just trim Fatal Push and go from there. I think they will probably have Leyline themselves, so, but I think our deck is more resilient to winning in other ways. You know, we can cast Ygra as a creature, which is bigger and nastier than all of the ones that they can run. But we shall see. So I'll probably mulligan quite aggressively for Leyline here. Obviously, I'm not going to be stupid about it, but like, this isn't a good hand, so like, I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay, this is a keep. Pop back the Seiju. Stick Leyline of Void into play. Yep. There we are. Yeah, this is a decent enough hand. Deadly Disputes potentially turning our foods into cards and treasures is pretty good. Thraben Inspector with Yorians. Yeah, so this could be like a mono white ETB effects deck, which would be quite spicy. So yeah, they're probably running 2-drops like Spirited Companion or Charming Prince with good ETB effects. I'm not afraid of you. I was gonna say, I'll team mono white. You can't scare me. Alright, let's double Scavenger's talent here, I think, actually. That's the opponent's not doing a huge amount. And past the turn, we do have Fatal Push if we need it, but I'd rather have the food to sack. To a Deadly Dispute. Okay, that is another Thraben Inspector. Cunningly disguised with a different name. Okay, let's make a start, shall we? So we'll sack this food. Draw 2. Okay, there's an Ygra. It's not the worst thing in the world. So let's get a Vine Reap Mentor down. Then we can potentially Ygra next turn, which feels pretty good based on what the opponent's doing. Draw a card, eh? Sure. Portable Hole. They're going to get rid of. Yeah, getting rid of one of the talents does not bother me that much, as long as I've still got the other. Okay, so I could Vraska and just kill that, but I think Ygra is the better play here. So what does this do? Whenever a food is put into the graveyard. Yeah, so I'll attack. They can double block if they like. No, that's fine. Okay, Ossification is going to cost them one of their creatures. And I am just going to destroy the Ossification in a minute. So, Vraska.
I leave dead bodies wherever I go, ready to join them. Being a former assassin is useful sometimes.
And then keep attacking. It's fun that this triggers. I can turn my other creatures into mana using the Gilded Goose. So I do actually have Fatal Push available to me. What have they got for 1 mana here? Yeah. And another ossification. Sure thing. Well, they're having to sack all their creatures to be able to do this. Ooh, tell you what, actually, I could just push the... Yeah, because then they don't have anything to sacrifice. Yeah, that's probably a... Let's do it that way. They'll target that. I'll then target that. Sacking my Gilded Goose. This will grow Ygra. It looks like they've got something in their hand. I don't know, maybe it's Brave the Elements or something. Give it protection from black. But I don't know what this one... It's not removal, I don't think. I can't think of anything 1 white that would... Ooh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, March of Otherworldly Light. I mean, they've had to eat their... Oh god, I'm really sorry. Okay, let's... I should have done that in a different order, actually. I should have played the Ygra first, but useful to see what I drew. Okay, they've got another ossification, but they won't be able to target my Ygra. Nope. Okay, well, let's level this up. I think we can just pass the turn and wait. Very unlikely they're going to be able to stop me here. Ooh, Day of Judgment's pretty good. So let's sack this. Mill ourselves. Okay, let's fire up the Scavenger's Talent. Vine Reap Mentor. Witch's Oven. Go to our end step, sack our 3 foods, bring back Ygra. We'll keep milling ourselves for now. No cats to speak of. Okay, Thraben Inspector is not another Wrath. Okay, that was a grindy game 1. The opponent stumbled a bit on mana there. This is interesting. What do I want against a mono white? I think I want Abrupt Decay for a lot of their removal. Fatal Push seems pretty good. Golgari, Queen, Vraska good. Yeah, I don't know what else. Whether I need to change a huge amount. Trim, maybe a Dredger's Insight, a couple of Traverses. I don't know if I want Hand Disruption. I haven't seen enough, really, of what they've got going on. I mean, they do have stuff like Day of Judgment, which might be good to get rid of. We'll see. Maybe when I'm on the... Not sure. We'll see. Yeah, this is a decent opening hand. It's got a curve, and that's all you can ask for, really, isn't it? Cave of the Frost Dragon. Well, there's a card you don't see enough of these days. Ooh, cheeky. Okay, well that, when necessary, could go under a rest in peace. Don't need to do it quite yet. Under a rest in peace? What am I talking about? Could be destroyed by an abrupt decay. I saw rest in peace. Just say what you see now. Say what you see. Or it can be destroyed by Vraska. Very similar. So again, I'm not actually at the point yet where I need to use the abrupt decay, so I think I'll get Scavenger's Talent down. Gilded Goose can potentially give us Vraska next turn. Yep, this is all going reasonably well. I suppose if they have Wrath on this turn, then it will exile all of my stuff, which is a bit annoying. Portable Hole instead, okay. That's fine, I can destroy that at some point. That's fine. It's a-okay. Right. So, well, start with the attacks. Now, let's get Vraska down. Destroy Rest in Peace.
I'm going to make that disappear.
Okay, they'll go after my cat here so they can kill Vraska with Thraben Inspector. That makes sense.
Don't be surprised if we meet again.
But at least I will have my option for bringing my cat back at a future point. Yeah, they're going full removal here, which is pretty spicy. So I could Ygra, which I think is pretty good. They're kind of running the full gamut on their removal. I suppose now they have Yorion, they could just blink their ossification and get rid of Ygra, but then I can destroy the ossification again later. So it's a bit of a muchness, to be honest. Oof, the Eternal Wanderer.
I think this will be a quick one. You live because I allow it.
Wow. Well, this is a hell of a thing, isn't it? Right, well, I think I'm going to have to Deadly Dispute away this goose. Cauldron Familiar. Scavenger's Talent. I'll probably keep Beseiju in hand, just because it's good as a removal spell. Yeah, we're very much on the back foot all of a sudden here. You know what? I'm going to scoop this one up. Not being able to get rid of the Eternal Wanderer there was huge. So, definitely want a couple of Thought Seizes and a Duress. In fact, let's just put them all in. Take out Goose. And another Dredge's Insight. Let's turn ourselves slightly into a more controlling deck. And run it back. No, this is not a keep, unfortunately. Neither is... well, actually it is, because I have Traverse. I don't like it, but... What back Dredge's Insight here? Okay, well, let's cat and oven. Okay, well, that'll be a new target for Vraska sometime soon. So I'll play Scavenger's Talent, and I'll level it up. Pass the turn. Yeah, they're all in on the removal here. So, unfortunately, I don't think I can duress here. It's just not mana efficient enough, so let's destroy the rest in peace.
You want it gone? Consider it done.
Yeah, lots and lots of exile-based removal is a problem for this deck. These cards are not invincible, but does make our job quite a bit more difficult. Okay. Sure thing.
I grow bored with this fight.
So we'll do the cat thing. Yeah, apart from that, we're kind of not really doing anything, which is somewhat troubling. Okay. I'll take the Wandering Emperor. Say go to the opponent. So they can seal and put... Yorion in their hand. Like, if I draw anything like an Abrupt Decay or something, then, like, we're back... Not that. Then we're kind of back on track, because we can get rid of one of those, start kind of, yeah, looping stuff, but it's not looking good. We're just drawing lands. And the opponent has all of the removal in the world. There's not much point then looping anything other than their thing here, which is fine. Okay. And they've got all of the devotion. Yep, this is not looking good. I mean, I may as well attack, I'm not blocking. They can create a 1-1. Yeah, let's scoop this one up. Unfortunately, yeah, we drew horrendously badly there. This is not a keep, unfortunately. This one's okay. We'll put back Ygra for now. Red-white. Basri. So this is probably the Boros Legends deck, which is a good deck. So we'll Oven, Cauldron Familiar, Fatal Push Basri before they can exert it. Pass the turn. Then we're kind of out of things to do. Yep, Thalia. Not so much a problem now that we have our combo online. Just another land. Well, ooh, Kithion. It's going to be annoying. Lock. Sack the cat. Make a food. Bring back the cat. I see the game is having some fun at our expense today. Nice. Okay, that'll let them tap. That'll let them flip Kithion. MT is good as well. Yep. They've got everything. We've got land. And another Sokumzan. Yeah, this is going pretty well for them. I do like this deck. I've played it before. It's got some game to it. Yeah, that is an I've got everything hand, isn't it? Don't know why you put the counter on him, to be honest, given that he's flipping anyway. I could have blocked the 1/1s there as well. Actually, that was a mistake. fine. We'll bring the cat back. We are only like a couple of draws away from potentially winning, so not hugely worried yet. Right, well that's fun, isn't it?
This ends now.
So I'll block Gideon, block a couple of the 1/1s. I've got an Ember Cleave, okay. Hang on, let me do the maths here. 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm super dead. Yeah, fair enough. Do you know what? Respect. They had everything in their hand. I did not. So, Abrupt Decay in. Trim a couple of insights and a traverse. And go again. Yes, I can keep this hand because Traverse again lets me go and fetch some lands, but the land spell mix I'm getting in these games is not... I would not recommend. They traverse the Uvenwald. Go fetch a swamp. So unfortunately, I am forced to go and fetch a forest here, which is slightly annoying given where all of our kind of color mix of our spells is. But never mind. Thalia, well, that I can kill with a Fatal Push. Play another cat. Okay, so they've got a 1-mana spell here somewhere. But I'm just going to carry on doing what I'm doing. Again, I do need some of my enablers here for this deck to work. Scavenger's Talent. I mean, Ygra would be great here. Bows 3, sure thing. Well, that's going to have to die. Abrupt Decay. Land. Hmm. Not best pleased with the situation we're in, you know. Okay, opponent's got Rest in Peace, so we'll need an answer for that at some point. No blocks. I'll make a food, eat a food, Okay, Oven does at least give us... I mean, they've got Rest in Peace, so it actually doesn't do anything, but... And Adeline. Yeah, I mean, we're getting absolutely smoked. Well, I'll trade a cat for Basri. That's not so much of a problem. Make a food. Eat a food. Lost the turn. Another land. Good. Good. Oh dear. I mean, what's the 3 games in a row we've flooded out now? Not a huge amount you can do about that, is there? It's a sad state of affairs. Lol. Yeah. I mean, that wasn't a particularly great showcase to the deck, but then... I feel like our top decks were a bit of a joke. Never mind. That does happen. I mean, you can kind of see when the deck pops off, it is quite good. But yeah, maybe a little bit inconsistent. It'd be interesting. I'm recording this before the championship started, so it'll be interesting to see how those decks are piloted by Magic players who are much better than I am. But yeah, that didn't feel great, although, you know, this is a deck that runs 20 lands, and we flooded out 3 games in a row there, which is just, I think, random chance and unlucky, but yeah, it didn't allow the deck to perform as well as I think it might have done. But it's still an interesting one. So yeah, here's the deck list one more time. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's not always as painful as that. And I'll see you next time.